Alright everyone, welcome back to another Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes video with Fat Phil, and today we're going to be looking at bounty hunters and we're going to be talking about how to mod them. I think this is one of the most important factions in the game, and I think it's important for you guys to see how I'm modding them. I only have, I think, 11 here for you guys to see, just kind of two, more common ones. There are bounty hunters that I would say more often than not, people get their mods wrong, or that their mods are extremely, what's the wording I want to use here? I want to be careful how I say it, that they're the ones whose mods matter more than other bounty hunters in the faction. So let's dive right into our video, guys. You know the drill first. We got to start off with our king. Wampa wants Relic 8 and he needs your help to do it, guys. This channel hits 5,000 subscribers and I will hold a special live stream and we will Relic 8 Wampa. And even on that live stream, after we're done with the Relic 8 celebration, if you guys want roster reviews, we can do that. I want to pause here and just say this real quick about roster reviews. I think that they can be beneficial, but I can't stand when they're done without context. And I'm not calling anybody out, right? This is not me throwing shade, calling anybody out. Just if you ever, I have an advice section of my Discord, which I'll link in the description down below. But the advice section is you asking, hey, here's a question I have, answer it. If you just ask me to review your roster, one, I probably won't do it unless you answer questions about what are you farming? What have you done? What are you thinking about? Because without context, you're just wanting me to go in and say good roster, right? That's really what people want, unless you specify I need help with my farming. So that's my high horse. We're gonna get off the soapbox now. We're gonna talk about bounty hunters. So let's get into the video. All right, fatter than me, Jabba the Hutt, guys. How do we mod this Galactic Legend? Galactic Legend mods are actually pretty simple a lot of times because they just want speed, they want health, and they want offense, right? Those are most Galactic Legends. Those are the, by and large, you'll get away with that. Some of them want protection, but, But Jabba the Hutt, speed, health, offense, those are the three things. Offense being the least important of those, with speed and health being the two biggest reasons you want him. I'm debating throwing another health mod up here. Not sure if I want to do that yet or not. But otherwise, that's the way I'm modding Jabba. Just speed, health, offense. So we're going to go down to the next group of bounty hunters that I have here. We're going to start with Bossk. So for Bossk, the biggest thing, he's your tank, right? He's the one that's going to be thick, but he also has that frenzy, that taunt, that mass assist. So you want him to be fast. You normally want him to be your fastest bounty hunter. So you want to mod him for a lot of speed and a lot of protection. I've seen people use tenacity really well on him. I prefer defense. I think defense is better because if you keep his health pool smaller, it limits damage he takes from damage over time and exposes. So it just kind of opens that door, kind of closes that door for some of those other counters to be as effective. Again, he's got a lot of base tenacity as is, but the big thing here, if you can get his armor up and running and then make him, super healthy, it just, fast, it makes him a very difficult character to take out. So next one, Greef Karga, very similar here. Just keeping his health pool lower, again, limiting those exposes, damage over time, especially if you're using him to counter Lord Vader. And you want him fast. You don't want him as fast as Bossk, because you want Bossk to go, throw up Taunt, which is going to give him Frenzy. Then you're going to use Greef Karga's Call Assist ability, or the other one being his Cleanse debuffs if you're going against Lord Vader, right? And then Bossk Assist, get lots of turn meter. Again, guys, it's a pretty simple, it actually is a pretty simple counter when you think about it. But the big thing here is that you want to be just slower than Bossk. If I really could, I would have Greef Karga at 335 speed. That's just the way you want those characters to run. But I've got protection on mine. I think that's the best case scenario for him, right? Just keep him alive. All right, Mando. I do want to back out one here just to explain something. Mando's kit, each time he scores a critical hit, he gains 30% turn meter, and other bounty hunter allies gain half of that amount. So the big thing, everybody always says, oh, you want him to hit hard. You don't want him to hit hard. You want him to have critical hits, because Disintegrate is the best part of his kit, right? He's going to reduce, when he scores a critical hit, he reduces the cooldown of this ability by 1. So he's going to get that Disintegrate, and then, right, he's going to be able to just destroy somebody. So I don't have a ton of speed on mine because a lot of times he's gaining turn meter from those critical hits, so you don't need him to be ridiculously fast, which means you just want critical chance on him. I've got over 100%. I've got an offense arrow up here with decent speed, and then I've got protection down here. I want him to survive. Again, I don't even have 60 mods on him, and I do just fine with this. I think he's a good character like this. Again, the biggest thing being critical chance, guys. It's so important on him. Make sure you have him loaded up for critical chance. All right, Fennec. Again, everybody loves Fennec, right? Oh, she beats Lord Vader. Make sure you understand how she beats Lord Vader. You need a crazy amount of speed on her. You want protection, right? You don't want health. You don't want those damage over times killing her. And then you need a crazy amount of damage. Damage, and speed on her. Mine almost has like a ruinous amount of speed. We have over 130 speed on her, and she's at 288. I mean, that's with a slower offense arrow up here. So I mean, she's cooking, right? You think if I bump this up to I'm gonna get 18 speed, and that would push her above. That'd get her to 300 speed if I put a speed arrow up here. So again, that would crush my offense numbers, so we're not going to do that. But it's a little bit of ruinous speed on Fennec. Again, countering Lord Vader, you want her to be fast so she can do a lot of attacks, but offense is the most important thing with her. Then finally, Boba Fett. Boba Fett, I like running potency and critical damage on. Again, you could make cases for running him all potency. You could do, I mean, there's a whole laundry list of ways. I like the potency because of his death from above, with the inflicting ability block, right? An AoE ability block, and the target is going to get ability block for 2 turns. So that's a really nice ability. Again, he's got his execute, right? Which he can, dispel buffs on them, deal the damage. But he can also attack again. Against scoundrels, he has a 100% chance to attack again, and can potentially inflict damage over times. Having speed on him is nice. He's still a pretty fast character. I don't think I have that much. I'm trying to think how much speed I have on him. 118, nothing, I wouldn't call that groundbreaking speed. But again, these are 5 bounty hunters that a lot of people use often, that I think their mods are just so important. So those are the first 5 bounty hunters, outside of Jabba. So let's go to our next 5. So we have Zam Wesell here. If you have her Omicron ability, which is, again, the reason why most people would have her modded this way. With her Omicron, she's going to be sharing 20% of her offense, max health, max protection, and speed. So those are the stats that you're going to want to push on her. I don't have this Omicron ability, so I don't have her modded quite like that. I've got her ready where I've got offense, we've got speed. Again, I'd get rid of that potency set. I think most people would tell you to run a speed set on her. I don't think that's necessarily bad advice, because you make her super fast and they're going to get 20% of her speed. I mean, that could be significant speed. The other thing I've seen a few times that I really like is if you mod her for a stupid amount of protection, right? And I mean stupid amounts of protection, and put her in a Bossk team. Because everybody goes for Zam inside of the Bossk team. Whew. Okay. So you put Zam inside of a Bossk team, and you put stupid amounts of protection on her. They're going to try and target her down. And if she's not dead and that team starts rolling, it's very hard to stop them. And everybody is going to be that thick, right? Everybody's going to have that crazy amount of protection that she's giving them. So it's not necessarily a bad idea that if you tried to mod her for a lot of protection to share those stats with everybody, you could make a very thick Zam and basically, boost everybody else's survivability on that team. Give them any speed that you do have. That's something to think about, guys. That could be a way to put this team on defense and kind of trip some people up. All right, Jango. I do want to pop out here real quick to show you this. He does gain 50% max health. So if you run him in a Maul Mandalorian team and you use crazy amounts of health on him, it's not a terrible idea. I like critical chance, critical damage on mine. I think that's one of the more versatile ways to run him. I really wish this was a health circle, but the speed on here, I like to have him decently fast. I do want him taking turns. He's got really lucrative tags. I don't always use him with bounty hunters, but he's got that bounty hunter tag. Again, other than that, just run crit damage and offense on him. That's kind of the way you're going to want to do it. He hits really hard. He can double tap on his basic if there's debuffs, so just, damage on him, guys. Really want that damage. All right, Busch Leia. Busch Leia, you want her to be fast. You want her to have some potency, but mostly you want her to have offense. Offense is one of the more important things on her. That's going to be the way that those thermal detonators are really damaging people. So you guys will see here, I've got critical damage, offense on her. We've got speed set. And then you want to give her max health, because she's under Jabba, which is benefiting a lot from health. Again, you see offense and potency here. This potency is, like, she has a very high base potency. So just boosting it up a little bit can help. I think it's one of those stats that it's worth doing just because you can, right? Other than that, guys, I mean, you want her to have that speed because if you're fighting somebody like Jedi Master Kenobi, who is, or even like a Kylo, where their advantage is stopping that turn meter gain, right? Speed is going to be the way that you beat them. If your Busch Leia isn't fast enough, if you're trying to rely on turn meter gains alone, you're going to really run into problems. You want her to just be fast. All right, guys, Krrsantan, he's your tank. He's your meat shield. You want him to just have a crazy amount of health. Protection is nice, but health is the primary thing on him. You want him to have that health. So you guys will see here, we've got health primaries all around. 2 health sets and a defense set. I like to give him a little bit of defense, right? I want him to have that armor. Otherwise, I tried to find as much defense percent as I could find on the secondaries. And then you guys can even see, like, this mod, only 6 speed. The potency is rolled a lot, which I don't like, but the defense and health here, really nice. This is a character that I'd love to kind of finish out his mods and make him even thicker where possible. And this is only a Relic 5 Krrsantan, so he only has potential to get higher and higher. Again, guys, yeah, that's the, just get him health, give him defense, make him thick. All right, we got our boy Embo here. So Embo with Jabba is probably the best 5th because he can dispel buffs on his basic. But the biggest thing with Embo, right? So while he has protection, he has 30% offense. So by giving him protection, you're giving him 30% more offense, which is a lot of offense, guys. And then his, this Kyuzo War Helmet will deal bonus damage equal to 35% of his max protection. So as much protection as you can give Embo is awesome. So I have mine, right? He's got protection, not a crazy amount of speed. These are pretty garbage mods, if I'm honest. I just kind of threw stuff that would I could at least say I could start with and slice if I really had to, but it just gives him a starting base point. Again, I really like Embo, especially in that Jabba team, and with his Omicron in Territory Wars, I mean, this is insane. That is a really good Omicron upgrade. It's something that I plan on giving him as soon as I get Jabba the Hutt. So those are bounty hunters, guys, but there's one character I haven't mentioned yet. And we're going to go up here to the Jabba team. He's not a bounty hunter, but he deserves recognition. It's Hutt Cartel, and that is Skiff-Guard Lando. He is the, part of that, Jabba the Hutt team. Yes, he's not a bounty hunter, but I feel like I need to mention him in this video because he is important to that team. He is important to the strategy. So if we go to our loadouts here that I've made, for Skiff-Guard Lando, you want offense, you want critical chance, and health. Again, these mods will get sliced as I get him to relics and things, but this is my starting places for him. You want that, again, you want all those things. You want offense, critical chance, and health. That's kind of the big things that are going to get him to that next level. I think that with him, you could almost, I've seen people put, I have a critical damage one here. Again, I think you can go critical damage, offense. Either way, you're going to be fine. But that's the video, guys. I think Skiff-Guard Lando kind of wraps that up. Again, I know there's bounty hunters I didn't cover, but I covered the ones that I see people kind of mismodding the most often, or who their mods play the most significant role to their kits, guys. Let me know what your thoughts are. As always, smash that subscribe button. Leave likes, leave comments. Guys, do it for Wampa, right? You guys want that live stream. You want those roster reviews. You want it. 5,000 subscribers. I love all of you. May the Force be with you. I'll see you guys in the next video. Cheers.